What is going on, traders? We're not going to make this video long at all. Like, subscribe, comment your thoughts below. Let's get into the video. Today was interesting. We had CPI data and it was hot, and the market seemed not to care. Good news is bad news is good news, and the market doesn't care what type of news we get anymore. We did have somewhat of a sell off, but it immediately got bought back up. So, me as a retail trader, I think it's important to know that the market does price in future data. The question is, how far into the future are we pricing in? And we don't know. We just don't know. We don't know how many potential rate cuts are being priced in. We don't know any of that. So, me as a trader, I think I'm going to focus more on TA rather than letting news stress me out and stress everybody out. Okay, do what you want with that information. Right now, if we're looking at the SPY, I think it's safe to say that we are looking bullish heading into tomorrow. The only thing that's pretty much holding me back or keeping me at a cautious or, just being cautious overall, right now we're overbought on the 4 hour and the daily time frame. And if you don't think that means anything, if you look in the past, we've had, if we actually, let's go to a smaller time frame so it actually looks more concerning. Okay. So looking at the 2 hour time frame, you see that we're overbought here. We had a decent little sell off. Overbought here. We had a decent little sell off, so on and so forth. You could just keep going back and see this over and over again. So I will reiterate that tomorrow, be cautious. We are at overbought territory, and at any given moment, this thing can just completely sell off. Now, when I say sell off, I don't mean a correction or anything like that. I just mean we could just see a small dip and then head higher. We could see that dip happen in the morning, or we could see that dip happen towards the end of the day. Either way, this is the potential move that I am looking at. Right now, we are looking at a key level of 520. Okay, 520. We break above 520, then you're pretty much in price discovery mode and you're looking at your psych levels 525, 530, so on and so forth. So we could see a move like this on the SPY, or let's get rid of that. Or as far as downside goes, let's say we open up red tomorrow, we see a move like this before potentially going higher. Okay. So those are the moves that I am looking at right now. Again, your key level to the upside is 520. As far as the downside goes, you're looking at 513. You break below 513, you're looking at it's pretty a tight it's a tight range. 513. After that, you're looking at 512, and then after that, you're looking at 510. Okay, then 508. And then your main key level that I want everybody to pay attention to is 503.5. 503.5 is your ultimate level to be looking out for. Okay. And as far as it goes, as far as downside goes on the spot. Now, people are saying this is a bear flag. I personally don't see it. There's no flagpole here. I would like to see a flagpole here. This is just pretty much a rising wedge, in my opinion. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. I don't mind being wrong at all, but I look for something very specific. And right now, I'm not seeing a flagpole as far as this potential bear flag that everybody is talking about on the spot. Either way, rising wedge is still a bearish pattern. Bear flag is a bearish pattern, so we can all be right here. Looking at the triple Qs, triple Qs. So I went over this last video, but just in case you're new here or maybe you need a refresher. So I drew this trend line out in our last video. All right, and as you guys can see, we kept bouncing off of it. So we bounced here, we bounced here, we bounced here, and then we started breaking through it. We broke through it. Bull stepped in, brought us back above it, broke back down, got back above it, broke back down, and this time we rejected it. Okay, so this time we rejected it, and then I was talking about how this could be a potential double top, and our neckline is at 433. So if I'm bullish into tomorrow, heading into tomorrow, what could we be looking at here? We could be looking at a triple top, a potential triple top, where we either see a move towards 448 or we break above 450 and we potentially go higher, maybe to 455 range. Okay. Either way, if that does happen, I do believe that we could be looking at one more topping process before we start to drop. If this triple top starts to form, even if this triple top does form, we still need confirmation, and our confirmation is a neckline break of 433. So nothing has changed there. So until that happens, this triple top is just existing for now, and we still need confirmation on it. So heading into tomorrow, I think it's clear what I said about the SPY that I am looking at us revisiting highs one more time. before we see a potential drop. Another move we could be looking at is maybe we just head down here first towards 440, one more retest, 440, 439, give or take, and then we head higher. So that is another potential move there. Okay. So that is the move that I'm looking at. Your key levels here as far as the triple Qs is 450. Plain and simple. You want to see a break above a hold. You want to see a break and hold above 450. Then you looking at your psych levels 455, 460, so on and so forth. As far as downside goes, you're pretty much you just want to see a break below 433 if you're a bear. It's that simple. 433, you break this neckline 433, then you're looking at a move towards 428. We'll just include our psych level 430, then 428, and then 426. So those are your levels there. Now, looking at the 4 hour on the triple Qs, again, we're heading towards overbought territory. So we're not overbought on the triple Qs quite yet. So we could be looking at more upside heading into tomorrow before we see a potential sell off. Again, we have our top here, top here. So we could be looking at another triple top. Okay. Or we just break higher and head towards 455 range. Okay. So just keep that on your radar. Keep those key levels on your radar. Again, be cautious. Okay. Be very cautious. IWM, so looking at the Russell doesn't look as strong. It actually looks pretty bearish. As you guys can see here, we broke this trend here, and right now we are back inside this daily supply and demand zone. So the Russell doesn't look too strong. Okay, I'm pretty bearish on the Russell. I will say that much, and I am expecting a move towards 201, 200. Okay, if we break below 200, then I'm looking at a move towards 198, and after that, you're looking at a move towards 196. Okay, so as far as upside go, you really want to see the Russell break and hold above 206. Okay, 206. After that, you're just pretty much in this very tight range here, and it just doesn't look good. After that, you're looking at a move towards 208, and then you're looking at a move towards 210. So it's a very tight range in this area. So again, be cautious if you're trading the Russell. It's also important to note that we were overbought and we are crossing over on the RSI to the downside on the Russell. Looking at the daily, I believe the daily is showing the same exact thing. Overbought here, we're crossing on the RSI. Hopefully, you guys can see that. But yeah, Russell doesn't look as strong as everything else does. Apple. So I will say Apple does look like it wants to see some upside here. As you guys can see, if we zoom out, we broke above this trend here, and we could be looking at a move towards 177. Okay. I'm not going to get too optimistic and say we're going to head towards this gap fill, but it is possible. Okay. We do need to retest this supply and demand zone at some point. Again, keyword is need, but it's just a matter of when. So, what do I mean by that? We potentially head towards 180 here, and that could be with the move that we get off the triple Qs towards 450 if that does happen, and then we head back down. Okay. So overall, I'm still pretty bearish on Apple until it breaks above the 184. I'm just not super bullish on it right now. So Apple does look like it does want to see more upside. It's also important to note that what is going on. It's also important to note that on the 4 hour time frame, I believe we are oversold. Okay, we are oversold and we're kind of getting out of that territory. So I do think Apple does have a little bit more upside in it, maybe towards 177, 180. But I've said this plenty of times before in other videos that gap fill levels are very strong support and resistance levels. So I wouldn't count me personally. I would just wouldn't count on 180. I would just take my money at 177, 176 range and go. Okay, that's just my opinion. Amazon. So Amazon looks pretty bearish. Okay, it doesn't look bullish. It doesn't look too bearish. It doesn't look too bullish. I would just say this: your key levels you want to look out for is a break and hold above 175.4. Right now, we're after hours. We're exactly at that level right now. After that, you're looking at a move towards 177, and after that, you're looking at a move towards 180. Okay. As far as downside goes, again, 175.4. After that, you're looking at a move towards 173. Okay. And then you're looking at a move towards 170. Your key level here, as far as being bearish, 167. I think everybody knows that. I think everybody understands that. Okay. if you do TA as a trader. Okay, but Amazon pretty is pretty close to being overbought. I mean, it pretty much is overbought, but it does have a little more upside in it. But that's about it as far as Amazon goes. I mean, Amazon just doesn't. I'm just not interested in it. No, I'm just gonna be honest. It's not showing me anything to show of interest right now. So just keep Amazon on your radar. It's just been in this range and it's just been bouncing back and forth pretty much. Okay, Tesla. Tesla just not really interested in it anymore. It's just constantly bouncing in this range down here. Let's actually zoom in. It's just bouncing back and forth in this range all over the place down here. It's just really not interesting. I won't be bullish on Tesla. I mean, not even bullish, but I won't be interested in Tesla until it at least breaks above 185. After that, then we could be looking at a potential gap fill at this area at around 188. And then after that, again, I still just wouldn't be interested in it until Tesla gets back up here, and at least until Tesla gets back above 200s. I'm just not interested in it no more. It just looks bearish. It just overall looks bearish. It just looks uninterested. It just doesn't look interesting at all. Okay, so weekly chart. I mean, look at this. I mean, it looks terrible. It just really looks terrible. So yeah, if you're in Tesla, if you're looking to trade Tesla, good luck. Okay, that's all I can say about it. SQs. I mean, not SQs. Let's go over VIX first. So VIX. Let's go to the 4 hour. So VIX. This is kind of supporting what I'm saying about tomorrow, as far as being bullish heading into tomorrow. VIX looks pretty bearish right now. We broke below this range. We always get back in this range. We consolidate in this range and then we leave it. So here we consolidate in it. So here we consolidate in it, break out of it, consolidate it, break out of it, consolidate, break out. So we've been doing this rodeo over and over again. And every time we break out of it, whatever direction we break out of, we tend to go in that direction. So as far as downside goes, I'm looking at the VIX to start filling this gap at around 13. And I've been saying over and over again, I don't think the market is going to correct until we fill those gaps at 13 on the VIX. And then after that, it's pretty much in the air. But I do think the VIX can go as low as 12.8. So right now, pretty bearish on the VIX, and that's pretty much all I have. There's really you can do TA on this thing, but I try not to do too much TA because it kind of just follows its own rules. But yeah, SQs, SQs looks pretty bearish as well. I mean, you guys see it, right? Falling wedge pattern. We rejected it. We got an evening star pattern, which is a bearish pattern. Looks like SQs wants to go lower. We can be heading as low as 9.8 on the SQs. Okay, so that's my expectations heading into tomorrow. Okay, that's pretty much all I have. Until SQ breaks above 11.5, then there's no room for concern as far as a huge downside in the market. But it is important to note that we are very oversold on the SQs. We've been this way for a while now, so that's not really saying much. But on the daily, we're oversold. On the 4 hour, we're heading back to being oversold, it seems. So just keep this on your radar as far as the SQs go. Nvidia, forgot to go over Nvidia. So if we look at unusual wells, there's been $1,000 calls for Nvidia, so I do think most likely tomorrow we could be seeing that move happen. So we got $1,000 calls, 950 calls, 900 calls, 910. So we got a lot of calls. Okay, we got 1,000 calls here, and the premiums are pretty big. Okay, so I do think Nvidia will be heading much higher, at least between tomorrow and Thursday. Okay, but again, Nvidia's overbought. I mean, everything's overbought. Okay, everything is overbought right now. So just keep that in mind when you are trading Nvidia. I think it will want to see 1,000. I wouldn't be surprised that happens tomorrow. So just keep this thing on your radar. Other than that, that's all I really have, guys. Hopefully you got something out this video. When I don't make videos, if you don't see me make a video or I don't post a video, it's pretty much because nothing has changed. Like nothing different has happened or significantly different has happened. Yesterday, Mondays just are very low volume days, and nothing really happens on Mondays. It's just a lot of consolidation. So just keep that in mind. It's not me being lazy or anything. It's just more so like there's nothing happened, okay, for me to go over. Otherwise, I'm just regurgitating the same thing over and over again. But other than that, Discord link is in the description below. I'm going to start going over trades that we're in again. I always forget to do that, but Discord link is in the description below. You get my signals, stocks, crypto, forex. We are killing it on the cryptos and forex side as well. So check it out if you have a prop firm account or anything like that. And that's pretty much it. Wow, Nvidia is at 9:29 after hours. I just realized that. Wow. So yeah. Um, Other than that, that's all I have. Like, subscribe, comment your thoughts below, whether you agree or disagree. And until the next video, traders, have a good one.